Hello.
How are you, my friend? Can you hear me well?
You hear me?
Can you hear me well, Andre?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. and
Very,
you can hear me?
yes, I can hear you very well. As always, there is a little delay, so we have to speak, wait a little bit, and then we hear the message. So, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Delay, I think, is normal.
So, where are you calling from? Are you in São Paulo today?
Yes, I talking in São Paulo in my home, uh, and oh, the end of the year, it's many things to do, but it's very good.
Very nice. Just one moment, I'll get back to you. Let me just say hi to our friend Marisol, who has arrived now. Hello, Marisol. How are you? Can you hear us, Marisol? Maybe she is just listening today, but no problem. So tell me, Andre, you said you had a new job. You were changing career, and I believe you used to work
Yes,
as a massage therapist, and now what are you working with?
I have two jobs. I work with massage therapist yet, and I started in a FAP. How I am a training to translator and the interpret.
Ah, excellent. Just one second, Andre. Let me just greet Mikeas, who has just arrived. We'll carry on just a moment. Hello, Mikeas.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Well, good morning for you, no?
Yeah, it's a morning here, but I need to sleep soon because I do night shift. So,
But you're looking more alive today.
can you?
Sorry, I didn't get what you said.
Can you hear me? Because I think my internet is going so slowly.
Yeah, it was broken a little bit, but now it's come back to normal. Great. So,
Okay, thank.
will you be able to join us for like a 40-minute call, more or less?
Yeah, I think it should be fine.
Great. Great. So let me just get back to Andre because he was just in the middle of saying something about his job, and then I'll hear what you've been up to as well, Mikeas, and then we can. I've got a suggested activity for us here today, but let's see how it flows. Is that okay?
Okay. Yes, sure.
Cool. Uh, So Andre, sorry, you were saying something about translator or interpreter. So can you explain a little bit more about this job? Is that English translation or English interpretation, or what is it?
Yes, is English translator and the English interpretation is a new program in FAP for inclusion blind people.
Interesting, man. Amazing. You are already working with English. Wow.
Yes, yes. My new job is English today.
Excellent, man. I'm very glad to hear that, because I remember when you started, you were not that confident, and now you're already working with it. So I'm really pleased. I can see you've got some good benefits out of our interactions.
Yes, I'm started in this program and I want a lot. I hope a lot study and to learning this idiom because it's a universal idiom. I like it too much.
Very nice. I'm very glad to hear that. So let's hear a little bit what Mikael has been up to, because he's been working all night long. So hopefully he'll have some energy to share with us. So Mikael, tell us a little bit about how your days have been going, because last time we spoke it was like a couple of weeks ago, no?
Yes. So I'm very busy these last days. I almost have no voice anymore because we have a promotional fairs going on Swiss Airlines, and we can they can pay in 10 installments. So everybody's calling to book their flights, and many people complain also because they try to buy it online at our website, but
Uh-huh.
they cannot pay in installments at the website. So they must call us, and we charge plus $95.
Is it a catch? So is it like a Swiss Airlines type of catch?
It's our service.
So let me see if I understood it right. So you're saying that Swiss Airlines are now dividing their air tickets in installments, so you can pay up to uh, with 10 installments, that you're saying.
Yes, that's true. And this promotion goes until the end of December. But to pay with installments, you need to buy by phone with the call center. That is us.
I
Yeah.
see. And that costs another $95 extra.
Yes,
I see.
it's the service fee.
I see. And are the customers
It's like if
aware?
you buy in a travel agent or in all the other websites, they are also like a travel agent. So everybody has a fee to manage and to issue the ticket.
I see. So are the customers aware when they call you to buy the tickets? Are they aware that they have this extra $95 to pay, or they just think by calling you they will be able to split their payment installments?
Some get angry, but most of the people is happy because with Swiss you have two luggage of 32 kilograms, and the fare is also very cheaper. Like I saw many flights from Guarulhos to Zurich from to with all the taxes 2,200 reais.
Really?
This is nothing, I think, for return tickets to Europe.
It's really good deal, especially now in the, which is like, are we in the, do they consider
But
high
in,
season now?
but no, it's in Europe is the low season, but for us it's the high season. To come to Brazil is high season. To go to Europe is low season.
I see.
But I also saw many tickets from 1,800 reais only. But this ones was like online. You need to pay no installments.
I see. You have to pay in one go, in one installment.
Yes, sure.
Ah, that's very good to know that you work on this in this area, Michaeas. Maybe next time I go to Europe, I'll look for you. Where else do Swiss Airlines fly to?
They fly to many places in US, Japan, Bangkok, Singapore, India, Dubai.
And they also
I
travel to
think
other
they fly
countries in Europe, like such as Portugal,
all.
England.
Yes, all the European countries, most of the North Arabia, and the group is bigger because it's also Edelweiss, Austrian Airlines, Lufthansa Group. It's all the same group.
And
It's Swiss is also part of Lufthansa Group now.
KLM as well is the same group? No.
No, no. KLM is on another brand, another group.
I think it's a German brand, yeah?
How much is a ticket to Portugal?
To Portugal, from if you look now for May or April next year, May you'll find something around 2,200
Oh, that's really good.
Reais.
reais. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a very good deal because
Just Google Guarulhos, Lisbon.
last time I went to Portugal, it was actually high season for Europe. It was in June, and I paid like almost 4,000 reais return ticket, like 3,500 reais. So, and I was going to ask you, if you buy in advance, is it
Yes,
really a good advantage
the first.
if you book it now?
I don't know if you are sure about the dates because this promotional fairs, uh, the maximum stay is only 3 months. That means that if you book it now for April, for example, you need to use it on that date. And then if you want to rebook, you pay $160, lose the fare difference, and yeah, but I think if you are sure about the dates that you go, it's a nice time to enjoy these
Excellent.
promotional fairs.
It's a good deal. Excellent. So we'll make sure we'll look for you next time we travel, isn't it, Andre?
Sorry.
No, I said
Excuse
that
me.
we'll make
I don't
sure
understand. Understood.
we will look for Michaeas next time we go on our world tour. Do you get commission, Micaeus, every ticket you sell?
Unfortunately not.
Oh man, I was willing to help you. That's really not nice.
I don't care if you're gonna call or not. So I it's less work for me.
Okay.
When they call, I say, but we charged $95. You still want?
Yes. All right. So
It's a joke. I'm kidding.
I just wanted to add.
But we don't get anything
I see.
for it.
I see what you mean. So I just wanted to say a few words now. I already said some things towards Andre, but I wanted to address you now, Michael, because from my point of view, your English is really good in the sense that you understand everything and you are able to express yourself mostly. Like even if you don't know the words, I can see you looking for new expressions or new ways of saying the thing that you want to say. Sometimes we lack the specific vocabulary, but that's the point. If you are able to look around and if you cannot go straight to the point, because in English it's amazing because the words can be very specific about what they mean, especially phrasal verbs. But I can see that you are already juggling with the words very well, and then even if you don't know the word, you will find like a shortcut, like a way to express yourself. So that's really good. The only one thing I would mention is like are you in the habit of watching movies, like in English, of course?
Yeah, I feel that that the vocabulary thing is very good too. I feel that is a rich vocabulary. My vocabulary is full.
Yes, vocabulary is a very key point of language. So one way of what we can do to stretch our vocabulary, to expand the vocabulary, is listening and watching movies. This is really something. Of course, when you read books as well, but maybe nowadays people don't read
Yes,
as
I
much.
started the. I started the what? Sorry, I started the watch a movie and read one little text every day.
That's really good. That's really, really good. And Mikhail, are you in the habit of watching movies these days? Like when you watch movies, do you look for movies in Portuguese or in English?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very rebel, and I was always in the bar. I never had time to watch movies or things like this. The English I learned was just talking with friends. But now I realize that this is very important and more for me because I'm very lazy to do exercise. Like, oh my God, this is so hard for me to do exercise. And yeah, I think I will start with the movies.
Yeah, that's a good thing. If you can start watching movies, and when you put the subtitles, it's important to also have the subtitles because sometimes you just don't understand what it's being said. So that can be a bit frustrating. But when we get into the habit of watching movies with English subtitles, that will uh, that will create some very strong impressions on your brain because you are listening to the sound and then you are also watching the graphics, you are watching and reading, of course, the words. So then that's what I was going to say to you because your pronunciation, you don't sound as a typical Brazilian speaker, right? Because maybe you've been traveling a lot. But some words that I feel that you will benefit a lot if you start getting into the habit of either watching movies. There's another thing that's really good and that you can do on the go. You can do anywhere, is listening to podcasts. And that is really helpful because you don't have to be in front of a TV or in front of a screen to be paying attention to the actions and everything that's happening. But you can just put your headphones and go for a walk, and wherever you go, you can just listen to podcasts. And then also it's very powerful for the listening. When the listening improves, then naturally we start speaking like that. It's like a natural mechanism. So that's one piece of advice that I would give to you. Start strengthening your listening, and your speaking will accompany, will come together. Because I can see like your grammar structure is good. Sometimes you make little mistakes here and there, and that goes for Andre as well. But that doesn't prevent the listener from understanding what you are trying to say. But I understand if you're going to get a job that you need to be speaking English, then perhaps you need to sound a bit more like a native speaker. But don't take me wrong. When you call these call centers, for example, when last time I think I booked my ticket to Portugal, I was talking to an Indian lady, and you know, Indians, they have a very strong accent. So it's not about the perfect accent. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I don't recognize the typical Brazilian accent when you speak, which is a good thing. But sometimes some words may sound a bit difficult to understand. But you're doing really well. I think if you just start putting more English in your listening, that your speech will come together. Guys, I wanted to perhaps use this time together to analyze one of the essays that we did. Well, some of us did, and that is being posted in our Google Classroom virtual classroom. Let me just find it here. Bear with me. Here it is.
You posted today a link about TED Talk is very interesting because this podcast talking about repetition and hard work, many repetition. It's good to learning.
Yes. So tell us a little bit more. Did you have a chance to watch it, Mikael?
Sorry?
Did you have a chance to watch this TED Talk that Andre is talking about?
No, still not.
Okay. So
It was posted today.
Andre, what else did you get it from it? Would you like to share anything else that you got from this TED Talk?
Sure, you share just now a link, a link.
Okay. Yes, I did share a link on the about this TED Talk. It was a bit earlier. It was at 10 to 12, but not a problem. I was just asking you if you had anything else to share about this particular TED Talk that you watched.
I watched the once time evening. Uh, I like a lot. I need watch many times for a big comprehension. But I agree when uh, when he talking about repetition, about I used this a way to study. I use to repetition a lot, many words, many sentences, many podcasts. You talk about podcasts. I listen a interesting podcast is a history of literature,
Mm-hmm.
and there is many writers talking about universal literature. It's very good to learning.
Nice. Yeah, podcasts are really a great tool. I agree. I love listening to them and also recording them. It has been a while that I don't record a new podcast, but I will be doing it soon. So, my friends, let me just quickly run through these uh, these self-introduction essay that is part of our 6-week learning journey. And what was asked is to write a short text introducing yourself and talk a little bit about yourself, such as your interests and why do you want to improve your English and etc. So I just got an example here by our friend Marcelo Maceu, who is also part of this learning journey, but he hasn't been able to join us in any of our interactions because he's going to explain why. So I'm just going to read first. Let me see if I can just find the original one. Let me just second. Just give me a second. Okay. This. It's loading here. Bear with me. It looks like the same. Okay, no problem. So I will run through here and I hope you can understand. I've already made some corrections here and I'll just close your mics for the moment so that I can quickly explain what was written and then I will explain why I did the corrections that I did. So he starts saying, okay, my friend, I am Marcelo Maceu, a graphic designer and a specialist in digital marketing too. I'm going to read exactly how he wrote, okay? So I'm not going to add my corrections. And maybe you will be able to spot some missing words. I would like improve my English to talk and write. Then he carries on. For listen or read, my English is more or less. I need learning more words to know how express my ideas. I promise I am not use a Google Translate or the corrector of this doc. In this end of the year, my time is short, but many clients ask me jobs for the Black Friday, Christmas, and more. And I have to, then he wrote, prioritize these works, or I don't have money to pay my survival life. But I'm excited to improve my English, and thank you for open to me this opportunity. That's all. Best regards. So, as you can see, my friends, he committed some mistakes, right? And I'm going to go through the mistakes now he's done, and I'm going to explain why. But at the same time, his essay was perfectly understandable. Like, I can understand pretty much everything that he said. Maybe he didn't choose the the right expressions or even the verb conjugations that would be like appropriate or correct, but he was able to deliver the message. And back to the core of this program, it is about, first of all, to communicate. So first of all, you need to communicate to make your point across. You need the other human being to understand what you're trying to say. Secondly, of course, you want to sound as, let's say, not as perfect as you can, but I would say as articulated as you can. If you can articulate your expressions a bit more, you will be able to add more details or even to sound more, I don't want to say the word sophisticated, but in the end of the day, like when you have more articulation in your speech, people tend to pay more attention. But again, this is secondary. Firstly, we need to convey the message. We need to express the message. And I would say that Marcelo did that job. He actually made it. So I gave him a 70 out of 100. I gave him a 70 grade because I could understand everything. But of course, he made some mistakes. So let's go through the, let me ask you guys, is that clear? Could you understand when I read this text? Could you understand the message, what Marcelo is trying to say?
Yes, it's very possible to understand that Marcelo said.
Okay. What about you, Mikaeus? Is there any part that is unclear for you?
Yeah, I think I understood. No, I think I understood the message.
Great. Now, let's look at these details because these details can also make the text much more rich. So, okay, my friend, I am Marcelo Maceu, a graphic designer and specialist in digital marketing too. Now, I would like to improve my English. Now, I added the word to, and the reason why I did that is because when you would like to do something, the verb, it would be in the infinitive. So I would like to travel more. I would like to play more music. I would like to make a lot of money. What would you like to do, Mikaeus, more in your life?
To travel more.
So put in a long sentence.
It's to be more like a gypsy. Okay.
I would like to.
I would like to travel more.
What about you, André?
Oh, I repeated the sentence. I would like to travel more.
Okay. Now,
and I would like to learn English.
Very good. So anything would come after would like. It's either in the infinitive. Now you could also use the gerund. For example, I would like traveling more. That's also accepted. But he didn't use that. He said, I would like improve. So there is definitely something missing. So that's why I added to. I would like to improve my English. Now he said to talk. But the verb to talk, when you talk to someone. Sometimes you can talk with someone, or you can talk, it's more used to say, I'm talking to you. So because he didn't say to talk to people or to talk in front of people or whatever, I have replaced the verb to talk and I use the verb to speak. So I'd like to improve my English to speak and write. Okay? So that's another interesting point here. Then he goes for listen or read, my English is more or less. Okay, so we understand what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that his listening and his reading abilities is more or less in English. So I just fixed a little bit and replace it like that. Mikael, would you like to read this part for me, please? My
Uh, sorry, let me see.
Are you
I just saw the message now.
Okay. Is the screen open in front of you?
Uh,
Otherwise, I
I
can read. No problem.
listening. Okay. I need to. Uh,
No,
I
before.
need more words to know how to express
Before.
before.
My listening.
My listening and read. My listening and reading in English is all right, more or less, so.
Okay. So now you could rephrase that and you could have said, my English listening and reading is all right. I put these three words because they are synonymous. All right, more or less, so, they're all synonymous. So my English listening and reading is all right. But I also added, I did it another way. I said, my listening and reading in English is all right. But I'm going to even add here my English listening and reading.
Sorry, all right means more or less or so.
You know, it can be. When you say, this is all right, it means it's correct. But when you are actually looking at a job that is being done and you say, well, it's all right, it depends on the intonation that you use. And it can also mean so.
Okay, I like this sentence because more or less or so sounds like very poor, but my English listening and reading is all right.
Right.
Looks more like not too bad.
It's more sophisticated, yeah?
Yes, like for a job interview, I think I can say all right, right?
Yeah. I could also say okay. My English listening is okay. Or sometimes we may say, I can understand pretty well. I can understand it all right. You know, I can understand spoken English okay. So there are many variants that you can use that. So
But
yes,
this means that you have some that you are not fluent or that you have like a limitation on the language.
correct.
They will understand like this.
Correct. When you say my English listening is all right, you are actually saying that you are not fluent, but that you can understand pretty well. You cannot understand everything, but it's all right. Like you can do the job. You can fend for yourself, so to speak. You know.
Okay, this is very interesting for me because I think I always said before my English is so bad, my English is so.
Oh, okay. No, it's good to put into the positive
Yeah.
perspective. NLP, neuro linguistic programming.
I very happy because I can't to speak very well, but day after day I can understand to understand a lot more and more words, more sentences. I can understand. 80% percent that you can said today. I'm very
Guys,
happy.
just one moment. Just one moment, Andre. We are just about to run out of time. So this call is going to finish and I will generate another link and I'll send to the group, okay? Are you able to continue for a little bit
Okay.
more?
Okay.
Excellent.
Oh,
So,
there is other people here.
yes, I can see. Diego, welcome, Diego. I'm going to send another link so we can continue this call, ok? Eu vou fazer mais uma ligação porque essa chamada vai terminar em alguns instantes e já vou mandar o link lá no grupo, ok, Diego?
Porque essa vistoria seria o ideal fazer.
Okay, Taj. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Oh, okay, okay. No
Nice
problem. You
nice to
can
see
do
you.
another call.
Okay, I will send the link in a few seconds.
Nice to see you too.
Okay, so bear with
Okay,
me
thanks.
and I will speak to you in a few minutes.